Somewhere in the woods, right now, someone is taking a selfie with a bear in the background. They are about to become a cautionary tale. Every year, bears injure dozens of people across North America, Europe, and Asia. Not because bears are monsters, because humans keep making the same fatal mistakes, over and over and over again. The same 3 or 4 decisions, made by different people, in different forests, with the same ending. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to survive an encounter with the 5 bears most likely to ruin your day: the grizzly, the black bear, the brown bear, the polar bear, and yes, the giant panda. Because technically, it counts. We'll get to that. This is Earth Survival Guide. Let's talk about how not to die. First, the family tree. All bears belong to the same biological family, Ursidae. 8 species worldwide. But here's the twist that gets people killed. Knowing it's a bear is not enough. What you do next depends entirely on which bear you're looking at. Treat a black bear like a grizzly, and you might run for nothing. Treat a grizzly like a black bear, and you might not get a second chance. So let's define our contestants. The American black bear, the most common bear in North America. Usually shy. Usually just wants your sandwich, not your skeleton. The grizzly bear, a subspecies of brown bear found in North America. Bigger, faster, and considerably more opinionated about personal space. The brown bear, the grizzly's cousin across Europe and Asia, including the massive Kodiak and coastal brown bears of Alaska. Same family, same temper, depending on the day. The polar bear, the largest land carnivore on Earth. Unlike every other bear on this list, it doesn't see you as a threat to avoid. It sees you as lunch. We'll come back to that, because it changes everything. And the giant panda, technically, genetically, unmistakably a bear. It just spent several million years evolving into a professional bamboo-eating couch potato instead of a predator. We respect the journey. One golden rule applies before we go further. Identify the bear before you decide what to do. Guessing wrong is how survival tips become famous last words. A black bear can be brown. A brown bear can be blonde. Color is not a reliable ID. Body shape, the shoulder hump, and the face profile are. A grizzly has a pronounced shoulder hump and a dished, almost concave face. A black bear doesn't. Learn that one detail, and you've already outperformed most hikers. Let's start with the bear you're most likely to actually meet. The black bear. You're hiking. You round a bend. 15 meters away, a black bear lifts its head from a berry bush and looks at you like you just interrupted something important. First rule: do not run. Ever. Running triggers a predator's chase instinct, and no human on Earth is winning a foot race against an animal built to sprint faster than a racehorse over short distances. Second rule: do not climb a tree to escape. This isn't a cartoon. Black bears climb trees better than you do. They've been doing it since before you learned to walk. Instead, make yourself look big. Raise your arms. Open your jacket like a very unconvincing bat costume. Speak in a firm, low voice. Back away slowly, at an angle, never turning your back. If the bear stands on its hind legs, don't panic. That's not aggression. That's curiosity. It's trying to see and smell you better, the same way you'd stand on your toes to look over a fence. If the black bear actually charges, and it's usually a bluff charge, a warning, not a commitment, hold your ground. Most black bear charges stop short. Running turns a bluff into a chase. But if contact happens, if the black bear is actually attacking you, the advice flips completely. Fight back. Aim for the eyes and the nose. Use rocks, sticks, fists, your car keys, anything. Black bears attacking predatorily can often be driven off by aggressive resistance. Now here's the part people love to bring up: playing dead. Let's be clear about something. If you think that soiling yourself will make a bear mistake you for something already rotten and not worth eating, you are, scientifically speaking, wrong. Bears are not that easily fooled. They didn't survive an ice age by falling for that one. That said, you've got nothing left to lose at that point, so go ahead and try it. Worst case, it doesn't work. Best case, it doesn't work, but at least you're more comfortable. Playing dead is real advice, but only for defensive attacks by mother bears protecting cubs, and mainly for brown and grizzly bears, not black bears. Which brings us to our next, considerably larger contestant. Same species, different accents. The grizzly in Yellowstone and the brown bear in Siberia are cousins with the same short fuse and the same enormous claws, up to 10 centimeters long, built for digging through frozen ground and, unfortunately, through you. The good news: grizzlies generally don't hunt humans. The bad news: they will absolutely destroy anything they perceive as a threat to their cubs, their food, or their personal space. And their personal space is larger than you'd like. Step 1, same as before. Do not run. A grizzly can hit speeds over 50 kilometers per hour. Usain Bolt's top speed is around 44. You will lose, and you will lose badly. Step 2. Identify the type of attack. This single decision saves lives. Is the bear defending itself or its cubs? Huffing, popping its jaw, swatting the ground? Or is it silently, deliberately stalking you with total focus? If it's defensive, the vast majority of grizzly encounters, use bear spray if you have it, from at least 6 to 9 meters away, aiming slightly downward into the wind so it doesn't fly back into your own face and ruin your entire week. If contact becomes unavoidable in a defensive attack, drop to the ground, lie face down, hands clasped behind your neck, legs spread slightly so you can't be flipped over. Play dead. Stay still, even if it's the hardest thing you've ever done. The bear typically loses interest once it no longer perceives you as a threat. But, and this is critical, if the attack is predatory, meaning the bear is calm, quiet, and stalking you with clear intent, playing dead is the worst possible move. In that case, fight back with everything you have. Go for the eyes, the nose, the throat. This is the cruel irony of bear survival. The exact same tactic can save your life or end it, depending on what's actually happening in the bear's head. Which is exactly why identifying bear behavior matters more than any single trick. One more detail that saves lives: carry bear spray where you can actually reach it in under 2 seconds, not buried at the bottom of your backpack under your snacks and your emergency socks. A canister you can't draw in time is just expensive pepper-flavored decoration. Camping tip, free of charge: store your food at least 100 meters from your tent in a bear canister or hung high between 2 trees. The bear that smells your leftover barbecue at 2 a.m. does not care about your sleep schedule. And please, for the love of everything, do not, under any circumstances, keep food in your tent just this once. That's not a survival tip. That's a bear-shaped invitation with your name on it. Now, let's talk about the bear that skips the warning phase entirely. Forget everything you just learned about bluff charges and defensive posturing. Polar bears don't do that. In the Arctic food chain, you are not an intruder. You are protein. A polar bear can weigh over 700 kilograms, smell a seal carcass from over a kilometer away through solid ice, and it has never, in its evolutionary history, needed to fear anything on land. That includes you. Playing dead against a polar bear is not a strategy. It's a meal service. Do not do it. This bear did not travel across pack ice to check whether you're napping. If you're in polar bear territory, which, statistically, most of you watching this are not, but stay with us. Travel in groups, Carry a flare gun or firearm where legal, and maintain a perimeter watch at all times, especially at night. If a polar bear approaches with intent, make loud noise immediately, throw objects, and retreat toward shelter or a vehicle. If it attacks, fight back with maximum aggression, targeting the eyes and nose, and use any weapon available. There is no passive option here. Polar bear attacks are rare simply because very few humans live where polar bears do. But when they happen, they are almost always predatory, which is precisely why this is the one bear on our list where "stay calm and back away" is not sufficient advice on its own. Respect this animal from a very, very long distance, preferably through a telephoto lens. Towns in the high Arctic, like Churchill in Canada, actually run polar bear patrols during migration season, and residents leave their car doors unlocked on purpose, so anyone caught outside can dive into the nearest vehicle. That's not a quirky local tradition. That's a documented functioning survival system. And on that note, let's talk about the one bear on Earth that has never once been the villain of a survival story. Yes, genetically, a panda is a bear. Same family, same claws, same jaw structure, technically capable of crushing bone. And yet, somewhere along its evolutionary path, the panda looked at the entire apex predator lifestyle and opted out. It downgraded from hunting elk to sitting in a bamboo forest for 14 hours a day, eating a plant so nutritionally poor it has to eat literally all day just to survive. A grizzly can crush a moose skull. A panda can occasionally forget how to have sex, roll off logs. This is not a competitive predator. Still, technically, if a panda decided to attack, its bite force could break your arm. There are recorded incidents, mostly in captivity, of pandas biting handlers. So the golden rule stands. It is a bear, not a plush toy, no matter how many pandas you've seen sneezing on the internet. Survival tip for pandas: don't corner it, don't touch the cubs, and don't test the "is it really that chill" theory with your hand near its mouth. Beyond that, relax. If a panda is your greatest wildlife threat today, you're having a fantastic day. Somewhere, a grizzly is reading this list and deeply, deeply judging its cousin. So, here's your entire bear survival strategy in one sentence. Identify the bear, do not run, know whether it's defending or hunting, and only play dead if the science actually supports it. Which, notably, does not include soiling yourself and hoping for the best. The wilderness doesn't care about your confidence, your bear spray brand, or your Instagram followers. It cares about decisions made in the first 10 seconds of an encounter. Now you know what those decisions should be. If this episode just saved you from becoming a headline, do us a favor. Subscribe to Earth Survival Guide, hit the bell, and join us for the next scenario, because the world can change in seconds, and next time it might be an avalanche, a rip current, or something with a lot more teeth. Stay prepared, stay aware, survive.